Yeah, that's good. Good morning, everyone. Your book is not covered till now, right? Cover and come. Now there is presentation. Okay. We have to complete this chapter's presentation plus begin new chapter. So Sarvani was saying yesterday, their creation is there. I don't know whatever creation is there. Let's welcome on the stage to present uh, the person who is going to present. No. Let's do like this. The person who cannot express listener call, so they are just ruining the presentation also, right? Who can present nicely in that group?
No, in YouTube.
You can. You're in this group. Can you present nicely? Or if the sound doesn't come, then it's not okay. Then I'll call another one. So can you do? No. Okay, Nirajan, you come here. You'll do. So this especially we have to make like that. So person who is there, but a bit fast, okay? So a bit fast, you just do it. Everybody now this. After Nirajan, there will be presentation from Jane. Jane also is doing very nicely. Okay? Jane also does nicely. Rakshit also is doing nicely. Sarvani, do you want to do all that? Yeah. And you want to do all that? Either way, this way. The person who has got low sound, they have to do. Okay, please. Hi.
So, hello everyone, as you all know, it's me, Nirajan Shrestha. So, today I'm going to explain the uh, questions of chapter 5, which is being made by the group members of Isaac Newton, who are those members are Tenzin, Eric, Karuna, and Sumit Suna. Sumit Khadka. So, now let me begin the presentation. So the first is about question answer. So it's the question answer of chapter 5. So the question given here is from the question number H. So what condition is required for the germination of seed? We know about germination of seed. So what are the conditions or the formalities that needs to be fulfilled for the germination of seed? So the things that are required for the germination of seeds or the conditions are air, water, and warmth. So air is needed for the germination of seed, water, and heat. We can say heat. Yes.
Yeah, good. He has to prepare that slide, right? Go.
So okay, the next question is what will happen if all the anthers are removed from a mustard flower when it bears them? So the question says that what will happen? So it is an imaginary question. So what will have happened if all the anthers are removed from a mustard flower when it bears them? So the answer is if the anthers are removed, the plant would have more energy to put into flowering. So the answer says that if the yes, sir. So the question was asking about what would have happened if the anthers are removed from a mustard flower. So the answer he gave was if the anthers are removed, the plant would have more energy to put into flowering. He means to say that
This is
the
wrong answer.
yes, it's wrong.
This is not wrong. This is not right answer. This is wrong. So remember, what is anther? Anther is the male organ of the flower, right? If anthers are removed, then no pollen grains are produced.
Yes.
Then there won't be pollination, no fertilization, and sexual reproduction does not take place. That is the right? Yes, okay. That would be the answer. We would have that.
That's the answer. So may I write the correct answer here, sir?
Just tell only and go to next.
Okay. So the correct answer that will be here is if the anthers are removed from the plant, then the plant could not take any type of pollination. The the correct answer would be if the anthers are removed from the plant, then the plant could not complete the correct process of fertilization or pollination. Yes.
And then production would be less,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Sir. So the next question is define seed dormancy and its necessities. So what did you write? I don't think it's the correct one.
Yes.
So you wrote
Actually,
yes.
you have noticed. What does seed do? When the seed gets suitable conditions, it germinates, right? But the seeds which are found in the grocery, are they growing? Means they are in dormant position. They are not growing. The seed dormancy is the process in which the seed does not grow at all. all for certain time duration. And what is the necessity? It's necessity or it is necessary so that all the seeds they do not germinate at once. If all germinate, then there will be sufficient food for us, right? Because of seed dormancy also we are able to survive. If after growing, if they start germinating, then no seed will be left there to have it, right? So it stores food for us so that we can survive. Okay. Next.
So, it's more left. So the next question is from the question number K. So how do bee farming and mustard cultivation support each other? So it's about the relation between them. So the answer is given here. Bee farming and mustard cultivation support each other in several ways, which are given here. So point number one is that bees are important pollinators for mustard. So
Anybody that from here, but
yes. The second point is mustard provides a good source of food for bees. So the food that are provided by the mustard, so the bees consume them so that the pollution takes place. So the production of honey and mustard can be linked to create niche products. So the niche products that we use in our daily life, so they can be done through the production of honey and mustard. Yes, it's all about the. Yes. So that was all about the presentation made by Tinjin Bomzan from group Isaac Newton. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Children, my suggestion is, Kishore, take the photos also, right? Time. My suggestion is don't depend upon AI every time. You must read. If you read and write, then only it will be genuine one. Otherwise, some answers you brought differently. It's very bad trend. Just typing in Gemini and getting the answer and copying and pasting is very bad. First, read the chapter. What you find. See dormancy is there in your book also. Check there. You didn't read the seed dormancy. Before germination, there is seed dormancy. You must develop the habit to read also. Okay. Now we have got next presentator. Who is next presentator? Madam Curie one. Okay, Madam Curie. Who is coming? Jane. Yesterday Jane's work was missing. Okay. Then that questions answers everything over. So afterwards, it's your turn with there, right? Okay. So let's do a bit. This we have got 15 minutes. Maharaj. Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. Nobody Maharaj.
Namaskar everybody. It's me, Lama from Madam Curie Group. I'm going to explain the exercise of chapter 5, question number 4, which is long question answers A to G. My group is Madam Curie. Madam Curie, also known as Marie Curie, was a Polish and naturalist French physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity. She is popular for her research on radioactivity. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. In fact, she was the first person to win a Nobel Prize twice, and the only person to win a Nobel Prize in two scientific fields. Um, Her husband was Pierre Curie, who was a co-winner of a Nobel Prize, making them the first married couple to win the Nobel Prize and launching the Curie family legacy of 5 Nobel Prizes. The first question is describe sexual reproduction in plants in short. In developed plants, the answer is in developed plants, reproduction is done by flowers. Flowers can be unisexual or bisexual. First pollination takes place, and after pollination, fertilization takes place to form zygote. The zygote develops into an embryo.
Later it becomes a plant. In this way, the life cycle is repeated again and again. This is the answer for the first number. You can check sir's video if you haven't done this and note it down. The next question is describe sexual reproduction in animal. In short, animals reproduce sexually either by giving birth or laying eggs. In animals, male gametes and female gametes are found. When the gametes get matured, the fusion occurs by the process of fertilization. Fertilization may be external or internal. After this process, a zygote is formed, which grows into a new organism. The next question is, how do amoeba reproduce in favorable conditions? Described with diagrams. Amoeba reproduce in favorable conditions through binary fission, where the amoeba splits into two new cells. Here's a description. The diagram of amoeba reproducing. It basically splits into two through binary fission and turns into two new amoeba cells. The next is write a short description of the life cycle of a flowering plant. When the condition like suitable temperature, light, water, and air are favorable, the seed germinates into a new plant. In this way, the life cycle begins from a seed. Plants produce flowers when they get matured. After fertilization, flowers turn into fruits. The seed is formed, and again seed germinates to a new plant, continuing the cycle. The next question is, it says here, illustrate the life cycle of a flowering plant. As you can see here, I have inserted a short picture of the life cycle of a plant. First, it is a seed, then it germinates, stems and roots are uproots, then leaves, flowers, then again pollination and fertilization to form another seed. This cycle continues over and over again. The next question is, what is a seed? Write its major functions. A seed is a plant embryo and food reserved in an enclosed protective layer. Its major functions are seed coat and cotyledons protect the embryo from injury and insects. In endosperm in monocotyledonous plants and cotyledons in dicotyledonous plants store food for the embryo. The embryo of the seed is the future plant when the seed gets suitable air, water, and temperature, it germinates. In a germinating seed, the radicle develops of the embryo develops into a root, and the lumen develops into the shoot. The next question is, how do seeds disperse? Why is dispersal of seeds necessary for them? Seeds disperse to different mediums. Mediums like air, water, and explosive actions of fruits or animals. Dispersal of seed is necessary necessary for them because the seeds that fall just under the plant and around it will not get sufficient nutrients, and the plants will not be able to grow. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you very much. What a lovely slide made by Jen, right? So sometimes what happens, we prepare the slide and the email may not go in the particular email address. So it depends upon your interest, how much interest you provide to your work. Accordingly, you can do it. Is that clear? No? Very, very nice. So today, two persons' presentation were there. One, slides prepared by Tenzin and presented by Nirajan. Nirajan is presenting every day. Huh? That's great. Give him a big round of applause. Yeah. So now onwards, the presenter must read very carefully, come and explain. Hey, so I think only one portion is left to complete the exercise of this chapter. That is diagrammatic questions. The diagrammatic question will be discussed tomorrow. Force and motion. Force and motion. So who is going to present? Eunice. Okay, welcome Eunice in the stage for his presentation. Why that boy moving here and there and say yes? Don't move on his head. Don't leave that one. Keep that.
Boom, boom.
Over there. What are you doing? It's singing, dancing, listening, writing. Who prepared that one?
Sorry.
Sarvan, you are there. Your face. No, okay. Who prepared? That person also must go. So you just see about so this is prepared by Sarvani. I'm presenting. It is our combined effort, something like that. Hey, how many okay. Oh, okay. Now listen. Sarvani, you say that area. If you go far away, your face will not come.
Namaskar and very warm good morning to you all. It's me Yunus Kissing, the captain of Group 7 Hawking, and today we are going to start a new topic on the topic of force and motion. Force is everybody uses force in their daily usage. For most typical work, while you're walking, you're using force. While even though you when you're doing something even it's lazy, it doesn't count as some kind of great activity like just watching through your phone and scrolling on your device every day. It also requires force. So today we are going to be discussing about force and motion. First, introduction to force and motion. Definition of force. Force is defined as a push or pull acting upon an object as a result of its interaction with other object. We have read this. We have read about force since grade 5, I think. Since grade 4 or 5, force is defined as pushing or pulling. You all use force, right? Here it's pulling or pushing activity upon objects as a result of its interaction with other objects. As you can see, I'm using this marker. I'm applying force uh, with this marker towards this board. It's it's giving its results. It's writing. You can see by pulling that door, pushing that door. It's also it can be an example of force and motion. The change in position of an object with respect of time. Uh, Motion. Everybody locomotes through. Every organism might locomote through. Most of the organisms, not let's not say every. Most of the organisms locomote through different sectors. Like animals, they locomote through their respected organs. Like humans locomote through their feet. Um, Microorganisms locomote through pseudopods. Similar, similar like that. Everybody locomotes and motion is same. Types of forces, contact forces. There are types of forces if you didn't know. Frictional force, tension force, normal force, air resistant force, applied force, non-contact force, gravitational force, electromagnetic force, and nuclear force. Everybody has heard of gravitational force. Greatly purposed by a great scientist called Isaac Newton. He created lots of laws of force, I mean, laws of motion. Sorry. Oh, yes. As we talk about Newton, Isaac Newton is one of the greats in the field of science. Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton's. If everybody has heard the tales of how he thought of proposing the gravity. He was sitting under a nice little tree, apple tree. He was sitting there reading a book. An apple fell on his head, and he was like, "How did this occur? How? How did this happen? Like, how does it fall down?" And then he proposed gravity. Through gravity, he proposed lots of things. Sometimes he was thinking of a lot of things, but today we are going to talk about laws of motion. He proposed laws of inertia. An object will remain at an object will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon an external force. This law of inertia shows somewhat of a relation between force and motion. So it says that a body will stay at rest form or it will not locomote unless there is force applied to it. Same thing happens with your body when you are trying to locomote. When you are walking without force, you cannot walk. You need to force your body to do it. Example. Examples also given. A book lying on a table stays at rest until a force is applied. Example. Practical example. This is a book. It's lying. Whatever you want. It's a diary. Wait. It's a diary. It's in rest motion. It's not moving or anything. But if you apply your hand as a source of force, bars right there, source of external force to pick this up, this is moving now. This is locomoting now. And the second moving car continues moving unless brakes are applied. Obviously. Newton's second law of motion, law of acceleration. Wow. Law of acceleration. The acceleration of an object depends on the mass of the object and amount of force applied. Yes, a great saying is there. The greater the mass, the greater is force of attraction. Law of acceleration is the same. The acceleration of an object depends on the mass of the object and the amount of force applied to it. No. Formula is F equals to m times a, mass times acceleration. What? Where FF is force, mm is a mass, and a is acceleration. So connect it all. Force equals to mass mass of this one. I don't need to write it. Force equals to mass with acceleration. What is the amount of force you are providing correlates to your mass and the acceleration that you are providing to it. Example, pushing a shopping cart. More force is needed for heavier cart to accelerate at the same rate as a lighter one. When you are pushing a heavier item, you apply more force. Otherwise, it don't move that much.